Since the beginning of the anime, we have seen that there are simple jutsus that can be used even by students at the academy. However, there are some jutsus so difficult to learn that even a Kage would have difficulties. Generally, these jutsus so difficult to be used are ranked in level S of difficulty. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you. Come with me that in today's video you will know the most powerful S-ranked jutsus in Naruto. It is common to see in anime, the letters being used to rank any kind of thing. And with Naruto it's no different, because in the ninja world, all things are ranked by letters, be it missions, criminals, and powers. But to rank a jutsu in the Naruto universe, they don't take into account the power of that particular jutsu, but rather, its difficulty to learn. I will explain how the ranking of jutsus in the Naruto universe works. There are 6 ranks to define the difficulty of a jutsu, and they are: Rank E, which are jutsus easily mastered by students of the academy. Rank D, jutsus of Genin difficulty. Rank C, jutsus of difficulty Chunin. Rank B, Jounin difficulty. Rank 8, jutsus so strong that are prohibited and with very high difficulty. Rank S, that are supreme jutsus, with a difficulty so big that even a Kage would have problems to learn. And the most interesting of all this is that the Rasengan and the Chidori, that despite being so difficult jutsus to learn, they are still a ranked jutsus. Imagine how hard it is to learn an S-jutsu. Now that you understand well how difficult it is to learn them, let's meet the most powerful S-ranked jutsus of the anime. Reika no Jutsu. This is a jutsu not very well known by fans, but still, it is one of the most difficult to learn. It was shown only once by Dan, who was Tsunade's old boyfriend. With this technique, he can fly his soul out of his body, looking like a ghost. With this, the technique allows him to enter inside the body of an opponent and control his movements. We weren't shown this jutsu in action very well, but it was mentioned by Dan himself that he used this technique to defeat several ninjas throughout his life. Because it is a very interesting jutsu and of a very high rank, we can assume that Dan was a very powerful ninja. This leaves a question: who could have killed him in the Second Ninja War? Comment here below your opinion. Yage. Moving on to another S-ranked jutsu, we have the Yagai, which is a taijutsu technique developed by Guy while he is using the 8th gate, the Death Gate. Due to its strength and intensity, the Yagai was the most powerful taijutsu blow shown so far in the anime. With it, Guy gathers all the chakra in his body to take the form of a dragon. He then sets off with such speed towards his enemy and hits him with a kick that destroys the body of whoever is hit. We saw this in his fight against Madara in his Jubi mode, who despite being one of the strongest people in the world, he was still almost killed by Yagai. Edo Tensei. Created by Tobirama Senju, this technique allows the user to revive the dead and control their bodies freely. However, Tobirama couldn't master it 100%, but in compensation, Orochimaru and his subordinate, Kabuto, mastered it magnificently. We saw this during the Ninja War, where Kabuto managed to revive dozens of ninjas, and most of them were Kage level. Although he totally dominated the technique, it is not easy to use. Not even Tobirama, who was the creator, was able to use it perfectly. And to achieve this, Orochimaru and Kabuto had to sacrifice years of study to master Edo Tensei. For this reason, Edo Tensei is easily in the list of the most powerful and complicated jutsus to learn. Kirin. Kirin is such a difficult jutsu to develop that it is necessary for the user to have masterful lightning style control. And that's exactly what happened to Sasuke, that during his training with Orochimaru, he learned to use variations of the lightning style. And one of these variations is Kirin, which is nothing more than a huge dragon of lightning, which the user projects from the clouds. Because of this, the user can strike his opponent with absurd power and speed. Hiraishin. Another technique developed by Tobirama is Hiraishin, which is a jutsu that teleports its user to another position in the blink of an eye. For being a rank S jutsu, Tobirama didn't have time to master the technique perfectly. However, the 4th Hokage achieved this feat and mastered the jutsu. With it, Minato became recognized by his speed and earned the name of Yellow Lightning. And during the Ninja War, it was shown that 3 Jounin from Konoha could use Hiraishin, but because the jutsu is super difficult to learn, the 3 could only use it by being together. Shiki Fujin. This is an extremely difficult Fuin jutsu to use, which was invented by the Uzumaki clan. With it, the user can summon a Shinigami capable of sealing anything, be it a person, an item, or even chakra. The guy can seal anything. But despite being a powerful jutsu, the Shiki Fujin has a high price to pay. because all its users end up dying in the process, just like Hiruzen and Minato. Because of this, the Shiki Fujin is honorably on our list of the most powerful rank S jutsus in the book. Byakugo. This is one of the most powerful medical ninjutsu in the entire work. By releasing Byakugo, the user gains the ability to instantly regenerate his wounds without even the need for seals. This technique is so powerful and difficult to use that, in order to awaken it, it is necessary for the user to have almost perfect control of his chakra. Therefore, the user needs to store a huge amount of chakra in his forehead for a long time, and only after this, he can awake the seal to use his abilities. Byakugo is so difficult to use that even Shizune, who is an excellent medical ninja, couldn't awaken it. Bijudama. This is one of the techniques that very few beings can use, because only Jinchuriki and Bijou are able to activate this jutsu. To form this attack, the tailed beast needs to gather all the chakra in its mouth to mold it into a sphere. Then, just throw the Bijudama and it will devastate everything that is in front of it. In the case of the Jinchuriki, instead of focusing the sphere of the Bijudama in his mouth, he focuses the chakra in the palm of his hand, something very similar when Naruto uses his Rasengan, Rasen Shuriken Bijudama. This is without a doubt one of Naruto's most powerful jutsus. To use this technique, he converts his Gududama into a Bijudama. And guys, for those who don't remember, the Gududama are so powerful that just by touching a person, it already disintegrates his body. Now imagine the Gududama fused with a Bijudama. And even though this combination is super powerful, Naruto is not satisfied and still implements his Rasen Shuriken in the attack. That's exactly why this technique becomes an S-rank jutsu, because there are a lot of combinations to use this attack. Because to use the attack, the user needs to have the Gududama, the Rasen Shuriken, and on top of that has to be a Jinchuriki. Well, luckily Naruto is able to do all that. Sealing technique, Phantom Dragon's 9 consuming seals. I doubt you'll remember this jutsu just from the name. In case you don't know, this is a sealing technique that was used by Akatsuki to seal all the Jinchuriki in the book. To use it, the user needs to have a Rinnegan to summon the Geto-Mazo statue. And then, when the statue is erected, the user begins the extraction of the Bijou chakra to seal inside the statue. One of the ninjas that used this sealing jutsu was Nagato, who despite being very strong, he couldn't do the Bijou extractions alone. In fact, he needed the help of the Akatsuki members. So much so that it was mentioned that when Orochimaru left the organization, they would have 3 days delay before extracting the Bijou. It is a fact that all these jutsus I mentioned are super difficult to use. But in compensation, you can easily leave your like and subscribe to the channel. It's even easier to subscribe after watching the video so far. So if you like it, subscribe to the channel, because this way, I know you really like the content. Comment their other rank S jutsus that you think should be on the list. On screen there are 2 videos that you will like. Thank you very much for watching so far, a big hug and see you next video.